What more can you tell us about the timing of this hearing for Rashee Rice?
So, Laura, what usually happens in cases like this is the player with the union and the league will sort of negotiate. The league will say, here's what we have in mind for discipline, and then there'll be a conversation and they might settle on something. In this case, those conversations took place, but they didn't reach an agreement. So what Rashee Rice effectively is saying is, I'd rather go to a hearing. The hearing officer is Sue L. Robinson. She's the independent arbitrator that was agreed to in the last CBA. She's heard one other case since she assumed this role, and it was the Deshaun Watson case in 2022. So my understanding is the hearing scheduled for September 30th because that's when it fit into her schedule. Now, if you look ahead and if you look back, in fact, to 2022, the hearing was at the end of June. Her ruling was issued on August 1st. She imposed a 6-game suspension on Deshaun Watson that the league then appealed because they wanted a longer one. And then about 2 weeks later, the league and union settled on an 11-game suspension. So this is the kind of thing now that could hang over the back half of the Chiefs season with uncertainty in terms of when the suspension could start and how long it could be.
Wow, this is shocking to me. So Rashee Rice news, and I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest with you. All right. So Rashee Rice is expected to have his disciplinary hearing with the NFL on Tuesday, September 30th in New York. This means Rice is likely to be able to play the first 4 weeks of the season before any potential discipline is imposed for his role in a multi-car crash in the 2024 offseason. With Rashee, this is from Schefter. With Rashee Rice's hearing now on track for September 30th, that would make him eligible to play in the Chiefs' opening 4 games: the Chargers in Brazil, the Eagles, at the Giants, and the Ravens. All right, I got to tell you, assuming that he's not going to get 10 games, and I don't think that's likely. I think it is probably going to be 4, 5, or 6. That would be my guess. This is kind of ideal for Kansas City. For 3 reasons, DeMonte. One is that opening month is brutal. Neutral site against the second best team in the division. Home game Super Bowl rematch, week 2. Week 3 at the Giants. And again, the Giants are going to have a great pass rush, but they're not a very good team. And then home for Baltimore. To have that be, to know Rice is going to be there for those games when the next handful of games are at Jacksonville, home for the Lions, home for the Raiders, home for Washington, that stuff, at Buffalo. They lose that game every year. Then a bye week. Like, that timing I like a lot. That's first of all. The other one is this. I like the idea of the Chiefs being able to start the season whole. Like, see what it looks like, and then you treat the suspension like a pulled hamstring. Like, oh, he's going to be out 6 weeks. That's a bummer. But we already saw it. So I expected the suspension to be, at least those first 4 games. It's now not. I mean, if he's not having his hearing until September 30th, he definitely. Now, the concern would be if the NFL throws the book at him and all of a sudden he misses the entirety of the rest of the year. Like, what if the league gives him a 12-game suspension and now instead of being back for the final month of the year, he's out until the final game of the year? But I think when Jordan Addison got 3 games for DUI, I think Rashee's was different. Like, it was wildly dangerous and irresponsible. There were minor injuries, but he also wasn't impaired. At least they, wasn't proven to be. So I think it'll be probably double Jordan Addison. 4, 5, or 6 is what I think will happen. But the timing of that's really, really lucky for Kansas City. Start your Chiefs conspiracy theories now.
Ladies and gentlemen, A dark cloud looms over the Kansas City Chiefs, and its name is Rashee Rice. The star wide receiver, a cornerstone of Patrick Mahomes' explosive offense, is staring down the barrel of an NFL disciplinary hearing that could shake the very foundation of the 2025 season. On the 30th of September, in a New York courtroom, Rice will face the gavel of Judge Sue L.I.L. Robinson, the same iron-fisted arbitrator who handed Deshaun Watson a 6-game suspension in 2022, only for the NFL to push it to 11. This isn't just a hearing, it's a high-stakes showdown that could derail a Super Bowl contender. Will Rice escape with a slap on the wrist? Or will the NFL throw the book at him? Buckle up, because this saga is about to explode. But what led to this moment of reckoning? Let's rewind to the chaos that started it all. The 30th of March, 2024. A date etched in infamy for Chiefs Kingdom. Rashee Rice, behind the wheel of a Lamborghini Urus, was clocked at a jaw-dropping 119 miles per hour on a Dallas highway. Prosecutors say he made multiple aggressive maneuvers, triggering a catastrophic chain reaction crash that left 4 people injured and 5 vehicles mangled. Worse yet, Rice fled the scene on foot, abandoning victims without a second glance. Shocking, reckless, unforgivable. You decide. Rice later pleaded guilty to 2 third-degree felonies, securing 5 years of probation and a 30-day jail sentence. But the NFL's personal conduct policy is a beast of its own, and Rice's fate now hangs in the balance. Will his remorse, his public apologies, and $1 million settlement to victims soften the blow? Or will the league make an example of him to protect its image? The crash was just the beginning. Now, let's dive into the courtroom where Judge Sue L. Robinson holds the keys to Rice's future. Enter Judge Sue L. Robinson, the NFL's disciplinary czar, handpicked by the league and the NFLPA to deliver justice. This retired U.S. district judge isn't new to the spotlight. She presided over Deshaun Watson's 2022 hearing, slapping him with a 6-game suspension for violating the personal conduct policy, only for the NFL to appeal and extend it to 11. Robinson's track record shows she's unafraid to lay down the law. But the 30th of September hearing for Rice is a ticking time bomb. Why the delay? Sources say it's simply a matter of her packed schedule. But here's the kicker. Unlike Watson's case, where facts were disputed, Rice's crash is on video indisputable evidence of reckless driving at 119 miles per hour. Will Robinson go easy on Rice for his cooperation? Or will she drop the hammer to send a message? The clock is ticking, and Chiefs fans are holding their breath. With Robinson at the helm, the stakes couldn't be higher. But how will this hearing impact the Chiefs' 2025 season? Let's break it down. Picture this. The Kansas City Chiefs, 3-time Super Bowl champs, charging into the 2025 season with a loaded roster: Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Rashee Rice as the No. 1 receiver. But the NFL's disciplinary guillotine looms large. Rice is set to play the first 4 games against the Chargers in Brazil, a Super Bowl rematch with the Eagles, the Giants, and the Ravens. These are brutal matchups, and Rice's 79 catches for 938 yards and 7 touchdowns as a rookie in 2023 prove he's a game changer. If he's suspended for 6 games, he's back by Week 12 against Indy. 8 games. Week 14 against Houston. Worst case, a 12-game ban could wipe out his season, leaving Mahomes without his top target. The Chiefs have 6 primetime games in 2025, and the NFL loves showcasing Kansas City's star power. Is the league really going to bench Rice for long when he's a television ratings magnet? Or will they sacrifice him to uphold their moral code? This is where conspiracy theories ignite. Does the NFL want the Chiefs to dominate, or will justice prevail? The Chiefs' season is on a razor's edge. But what does this mean for fantasy football managers? Let's talk strategy. Fantasy managers, listen up. This Rashee Rice saga is a minefield for your 2025 drafts. Adam Schefter's bombshell tweet confirms Rice's hearing is set for the 30th of September, meaning he'll likely suit up for weeks 1-4. But the uncertainty of his suspension length, anywhere from 4 to 12 games, makes him a high-risk, high-reward pick. In full PPR rankings, Rice has slipped from WR24 to WR26, behind teammate Xavier Worthy and Jamison Williams, sitting at 53rd overall in 1 QB leagues, a 4-game ban. He's back by Week 9 against Buffalo. 8 games. You're waiting until Week 14. right before fantasy playoffs. And here's the gut punch. A mid-season suspension, starting in Week 5, means juggling bye weeks, injuries, and a thin bench. Do you draft Rice as a steal in the 5th round, banking on his elite chemistry with Mahomes? Or do you dodge the drama and pick a safer option like DJ Moore or Romo Dunze? The choice is yours, but one thing's clear. Rashee Rice is the ultimate fantasy gamble in 2025. From the courtroom to the gridiron, to your fantasy roster, Rice's fate is a roller coaster. So, what's the final verdict? As the 30th of September approaches, the NFL world is on edge. Will Rashee Rice walk away with a modest 4-game suspension, mirroring Jordan Addison's DUI penalty, or face a harsher fate like Deshaun Watson's 11-game ban? The NFL's personal conduct policy sets a baseline of 6 games, but Rice's reckless 119 miles per hour joyride and fleeing the scene could push it higher. Yet, his apologies, community work, and $1 million settlement might earn leniency. One thing is certain: the Chiefs, their fans, and fantasy managers are bracing for impact. Will Rice rise from the ashes to lead Kansas City to another Super Bowl? Or will his career crash and burn under the weight of his mistakes? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.